We at Grenlec are always conscious of how we maintain our system, always be mindful of how we can have it ready to withstand hurricanes. That's why we have a continuous improvement mindset for our system, continuously maintaining our system, what we refer to in this industry as hardening our system. However, in January, we go through our hurricane manual. We review that with all of our staff members, so each of us know what is our response, what are our roles in terms of preparing for the hurricane season. That's prior to the hurricane season, during the hurricane, and even after the passage of a hurricane. So we know what our response and roles would be. We continuously maintain our systems throughout the year. Vegetation management in terms of tree trimming, tree cutting. We do appeal to our customers, landowners, that if they have trees that are growing close to our power lines, to allow us to cut them, to have a look at them, so we can prevent these unnecessary outages during this time. So for this hurricane season, we urge all of our customers, all of the Grenadian public, to be prepared, to be ready, so that you can have the right response should we have a hurricane this season.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
This is the MTV Evening News for Thursday, 12th October 2023. The news headlines come to you in association with Coates Grenada Limited.
Switch to a ready cash loan today. Bring your loan to us and get 25% off your interest rate. Get flexible payment terms, fast approval, and hassle-free service, so you can do all the important things you need with ease. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, job letter, and 2 references. Visit us in-store or apply online at www.shopcourts.com. Courts Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Coming up in the news this evening, murder accused arrested moments after having his case dismissed. Mental health nurse speaks for the first time since the start of industrial action. Workers urged to embrace the true meaning of Solidarity Week. And in sports, football action tonight as Grenada battles Jamaica. The details when we come back.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News comes to your compliments Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll be right there. there with you wherever you road leads. We'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening. With the news in detail, I am Troy Gill. A young man charged with non-capital murder had his case discontinued on Thursday morning. However, moments after his release, he was arrested and charged for the same crime and made his first court appearance at the St. George's Magistrates No. 2 Court on Thursday evening.
In July 2019, Jamar Abraham was charged for causing the death of Leo Anthony following an altercation in Mount 2 St. George. During the non-capital murder trial, 10 witnesses were called, however, only 6 gave evidence relevant to the case in court. Attorney George Prime explains.
This matter is gone once and for all. I.e., even if the doctor has now decided to come back to the jurisdiction, then this doctor must now give fresh evidence because they're starting over completely. If they discontinue the case, it means then that they discontinue on the charge of non-capital murder.
Abraham's case was discontinued on Thursday morning. However, his release was short-lived and he is now back on remand at His Majesty's prison for the same offense. Prime gave findings relating to this case with MTV News.
Essentially, the prosecution was seeking to adduce evidence from a doctor, in particular the pathologist, who were the key witness to establish cause of death. That is really what the substance of that witness is. That witness was the witness who were going to be able to lead evidence as to what caused the death of Leo Anthony. In this instance, that particular doctor went back to Cuba and therefore was not physically present according to the law of the land. In cases of this kind, you have to come and give evidence orally before the judge.
Abraham was 20 years old when he was charged, and according to his lawyer, he was offered a plea for the lesser offense of manslaughter. However, he rejected.
Could they have succeeded? Because I don't want to preempt the case and saying that they did offer manslaughter as a lesser offense to which we were entitled to accept or reject. We rejected it. We did not accept it because from where we sit, we believe that if they are unable to establish the ingredients of murder, and in this case non-capital murder, we entertain the same view that I had the same difficulty in bringing to court the ingredients of manslaughter, because essentially they are the same but for the purposes of intent.
Abraham is set to return to court on November 3rd. However, his lawyer plans to submit an application for bail before that date. Reporting for MTV News, I am Akela Aberdeen.
In a heartfelt plea for support, a dedicated mental health worker has opened up about the daunting challenges she faces in the line of duty, underscoring the urgent need for government intervention. She calls for comprehensive measures to address these issues and provide incentives to bolster the mental health workforce, shedding light on the critical yet often overlooked healthcare sector. We get more in this report.
A mental health worker shed light on the numerous challenges faced by professionals in her field and calls on government to provide essential support, incentives and benefits for those on the front line of mental health care. Speaking off camera, the female mental health worker affirms the need for travel or mileage allowances in the execution of their duties.
We need to be given our traveling allowances. We need to become designated traveling officers because we cover so much mileage. There are more and more patients every day, and as we can see, so many young people are being affected by mental illness. And because of that, and their behaviors outside in the community, very uncooperative, it makes it difficult for us to even manage them. So we have to be going through all diverse places. And so we need to be compensated for equal work done.
She also highlighted the need for additional compensation and tools, including cell phone allowances, which is needed during intervention as mental health workers.
It's not all about money. Whereas money is important, we need fringe benefits. We need high-risk allowance. And as once earlier this year, we sat with the minister and we told him, unless you do not understand the significance of the work that we do as community mental health workers, you would never know our challenges. We need to communicate with our stakeholders, which include our doctor, our senior nursing officer, the police, the families, the patients, we ourselves. And the authorities do not expect for us to use our personal phone to do those things. We need effective communication.
Their job often requires them to be in harm's way or at high risk of confrontation, sometimes without the required support from law enforcement.
Our colleagues in other departments may say we are all at high risk, but it's in nature of what we do. We get the patients from the garbage bin. We are the first responders. We get them acute. There are days it's only you alone. There are days two of you all. You approach a patient and that patient would come out with a cutlass. You and who? So it's very, very high risk. We take a chance. We risk our lives. We risk our families. They would come in front of your doors, and we need some form of assurity and reassurance to know that, we can make a difference. If we are given those things as a minister and the PSC say low-hanging fruits, we can make a difference.
The 10 mental health nurses on island continue to protest and clamor for a sit-down or some form of recognition from Health Minister Jonathan Lacrette. However, since the start of industrial action, Senator Lacrette has not publicly addressed the matter or granted any official comment to members of the media. MTV News, Donessa Pancho.
As protest action continues by mental health workers, their union leader calls for urgent dialogue with the Minister of Health, stating that the proposed discussion precedes their current demands, as they are seeking an audience to share their challenges and experiences within the health sector.
It's almost 4 weeks of protest by mental health nurses at the Montgay Psychiatric Hospital, and one plea remains resoundingly clear. There is need for dialogue with Minister for Health, Senator Jonathan Lacrette, to address outstanding matters. President of the Public Workers Union, Brian Grimes, says government has only met the demands of 50% of the workers, which include the payment of outstanding mileage allowances. However, their ultimate request appears to have been denied.
We have reached out to the Ministry of Health, right? We have asked for a sit-down, not just to make demands, We want to know from an administrative point of view. We want to give our perspective. The worker wants to give their perspective on how health in general and mental health specifically can get better in this country. And how does that happen? Through social dialogue. So far, we have never gotten that sit-down.
Grimes believes an official dialogue with Health Minister is long overdue.
Since 2022, right, the new administration came, we had ministers. We have not had one single sit-down with the Minister of Health to discuss how we go forward as important stakeholders. And this has happened. Like I stated before, we are going into our 4th week of protest, and yet for all, there is no sit-down, there is no seeming peek into any idea of having dialogue. And really and truly, it hurts.
He says a small group does not only represent themselves, but all the workers in the health sector, and government should live up to what has been prescribed as the theme for 2023.
There is an opportunity here for this minister, this government, to show that they actually care by sitting. So it's not just about them, it's about the whole health sector, how we view it in the year of mental health and wellness. Are we just doing it for sloganeering? Are we just doing it just to talk? We have to demonstrate that we really care about workers. So again, they are representing not just themselves, but hundreds of health workers across this country.
The intention is to continue industrial action until the 4 demands are met, which include the full payment of mileage allowances given their frequent travel in execution of their duties, the provision of cell phones to be officially recognized as designated travel officers, and a sit-down with the Minister for Health. MTV News, Donessa Pendrew.
Recently posted videos on social media showing young children engaged in fights and violent behaviors have prompted Catholic Bishop Clyde Harvey to call on the religious community and parents to recognize their role. Bishop Harvey says seeing young children proudly brandishing offensive weapons in attempts to harm others signals that there's work to be done in conflict resolution.
Young people have an anger in them. And when, from the moment you mention this, they get angry. Their only response to life is anger. We have to look at that. I remember saying several years ago that when our young people get vexed, the only thing they have to say is effing this and effing that. We have a problem developing, and the problem has now come to roost. So we have a lot of young people who do not know how to deal with their anger. And therefore, the education has to begin in primary school to deal with their angers. And here I want to make a special appeal to parents, because if parents are seen beating up on each other when they get vexed with each other, that's what the children learn. And now, of course, we have a different situation coming where the gun is at hand. So the society has a problem. And the church has a responsibility, the family has a responsibility.
That's the first segment of news. More news when we come back.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News came to you in association with Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
For when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
The National Lotteries Authority is a proud sponsor of many cultural activities within the Tri-Island state of Grenada.
My name is Anderson Matterson, also known as Leftist, and I'm a calypsonian and string band music player from Carrico. I support the games of the National Lottery Authority because culture benefits tremendously. Annually, the NLA supports the Carrico and Pittimatney Carnival, the Carrico String Band Music Festival, and all regattas, among other activities. When I play the game of the NLA, I can see where my money goes, and it's an investment into our culture.
Yes, Grenada, when you play the games of the NLA, you enable us to invest in the skills and talents of our people in the areas of sports, culture, and nation building.
with an Accel Back to School loan. Visit today or call us on 435-8222.
Ring, 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 back to school loan thing. Accel Finance help you joy your learning.
Grenada, get ready. A new season of the Grenleg Debates is coming. Informative, impromptu, bright young minds sparking powerful ideas. The Grenleg Debates. The Grenleg Debates will be broadcasted on MTV Mondays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Saturdays at 6 p.m. Broadcast begins Saturday, October 7th. Tune in.
Introducing the NIS Dream Loan, where possibilities are boundless and your aspirations are our priority. No matter where life takes you, NIS Dream Loans are here to make your dreams a reality. From purchasing your first plot of land or dream property, to renovating spaces, building your home, and seamlessly switching mortgages, we cater to every step of your journey. And here's what sets us apart. We offer easy financing options with competitive interest rates, quick approval processes, and flexible repayment terms. So why wait? Apply now and let our dedicated NIS team guide you through this exciting journey. Visit nisgrenada.org/dream loan or call 440-3309 to book an appointment. Terms and conditions apply. Your dream awaits.
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Welcome back. The Grenada Trade Union Council celebrates its 30th year of observance of Solidarity Week through October 15th to the 21st under the theme Promoting the Goal of Labour, Enhancing Workers' Rights for Security and Equity. The GTUC engaged the media in a press conference on Thursday to discuss upcoming plans. Kayla Flavini has the details.
The objective of this year's Solidarity celebrations is to encourage collaboration between trade unions and all workers to ensure improved working conditions and employee benefits. General Secretary of the Grenada Trade Union Council, Bert Patterson, rolled out the week of activities that starts with a church service on Sunday and includes school visits throughout the week of October 15th to the 21st. Patterson says the school visits are deemed a significant step in raising awareness of the work of trade unions in Grenada.
As I said before, this tends to be one of the items we view as the most important functions of our Solidarity Week because it is the students, everything depends on the young people and the students. Whether they know it or not, everything depends on them. Continuation of good working conditions depends on them and their ability to recognize the importance of trade unions. And from sometimes in the past, we always choose to share that funding with the Cuban workers who work in Grenada, who are sometimes forgotten. You see them when you go to the hospital, and you see them when you go to the other clinics, and you see them in other areas. Right? But we tend now to not recognize them as much as before, but the service they bring to us here in Grenada you can't pay for it.
The GTUC says Solidarity Week should be embraced by unionized and ununionized workers, and employers are asked to allow employees to wear their union t-shirts on designated days. Patterson reiterates that the wearing of union t-shirts during the week should not be seen as a symbol of protest, but one of unity, as solidarity is the main force that drives the union and connects the working class.
But because it affects all the ununionized workers in Grenada, which are in fact more than the unionized workers, we see it as a time when there's solidarity with all workers, and we wouldn't tell somebody because they're not unionized, don't come to the church service or don't partake in the fun day. Right? We open to everybody, so solidarity means solidarity with everybody. So I hope that answers your question.
For MTV News, Kayla Flavany.
The opening ceremony of recruit course number 47 of the Royal Grenada Police Force was held on Wednesday, with 47 recruits were present at the ceremony. The formal police ceremony marks the honoring of recruits' hard work and dedication to a new way of life. The young men and women will train for 5 weeks in emotional development, report writing, and statement taking. Commissioner of Police Don McKenzie encouraged recruits to value professionalism.
You as police officers are at that critical point. For most professions, people are taken to seek the service. You as the police, oftentimes you go to the scene where individuals or the experience are being occurred. So you see people in their raw state. The professionalism that you bring can, in a serious and significant way, impact how that individual gets through their situation.
Superintendent Tafamo Pierre is commander of the police training school. He urges recruits to embrace the opportunity.
So take this day and treat it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to begin this journey in mastering the call to service. This course, like the previous, follows a hybrid model of part in-person, part virtual, and the other on-the-job training, a model that fits quite well with the current dynamic. Your success is largely hinged on your willingness to embrace the challenges ahead as we reach for excellence.
Also present at the ceremony was Assistant Commissioner of Police Randy Cornett.
There will be ups, there will be downs, but of course, your strength of character should stand tall. So I want to wish you all the best throughout the period of training. It's a hybrid type training, far different to what our experience was back in the days. It is one that is more focus driven to the realities of our modern policing arrangements and engagements. And we believe that this process has been tested in the past, has been proven to be very successful. And you too can make.
Deputy Commissioner of Police Jesmond Prince admonished the trainees about the importance of the training and how it will equip them for the line of duty. 47 communities have been identified as dengue prone after rigorous assessments and surveys by the Vector Control Department within the Ministry of Health and the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority. Senior communications official at the Grenada Solid Waste Authority, Myrna Julian, says the communities were singled out due to the presence of mosquito breeding sites. She says these areas are now the focus of an extensive intervention program.
They were able to come up with 47 of the most affected communities as it relates to mosquito breeding, the vessels, and non-compliance to proper waste disposal, etc. And so what we did was to partner with the Vector Control Department to go into these communities, first of all, to sensitize them through public education. And then we again got on board our private contractors to assist in terms of going into those communities for the provision of special collection service.
According to Julian, the activity included the provision of special waste collection services designed by contractors and an educational component to raise awareness among residents about the importance of waste disposal and water storage practices that can minimize dengue transmission.
So what we did was we mustered the support of our private contractors. They were all on board in terms of going into the communities over 2 weekends. And the PR approach in terms of getting the residents to understand what it is we are doing, why is it your communities are targeted for this special removal of waste. And the residents that did comply in terms of, in some communities, they cleared up some of the illegal dumping happening. And of course, around their homes to have them cleared off, the items that would collect water and cause the breeding of mosquitoes. And I think that it was a very smooth operation. The contractors, they were satisfied with the response from the communities and how that operation went.
The joint effort between the Solid Waste Department and Vector Control underscores the commitment to public health and the proactive approach in addressing the dengue threat, as is evident by reports of dengue outbreaks and dengue-related deaths across the Caribbean region. The Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, in collaboration with the Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy, held a workshop at Radisson Beach Resort. The focus was sensitization of key stakeholders in Grenada on the Caribbean Climate Online Risk and Adaptation Tool. We get details in this Akela Abdeen report.
Climate change is considered one of the most outstanding issues facing Grenada and other countries in the region. The Sea Coral tool helps decision makers to see climatic activities through a climate or climate change lens and to identify actions that minimize climate-related loss, take advantage of opportunities, and improve climate resilience. Diana Ruiz, project manager at the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, spoke with our news team on Thursday.
The Sea Coral tool adds a climate lens on national activities, national decision-making processes. So it's important to add climate risk into integrate climate change into these planning activities so that in the future, we meet adaptation goals, mitigation goals, but also ensure that our country's vulnerabilities are reduced.
The Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, 5C, is an entity whose sole responsibility is addressing the impacts of climate change in the Caribbean. Keith Nichols is head of the Program and Development Unit.
We support everything in the region relating to resilience building against the mandate that recognizes that climate change will impact every facet of our existence. And it's a collective responsibility. It's everyone's responsibility to help build that resilience, even as an individual, as a household, as a ministry, as a department, an NGO, civil society entity. We all have a responsibility for addressing the issues relating to the impacts of climate change. No country can exist without water, but our water resources are dwindling. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, those who look at the trends globally and produce reports on a periodic basis on what is happening and what's likely to happen, have indicated that this region is getting drier.
Minister for Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy, Honorable Karen James, was also present at Thursday's workshop. She believes it is an excellent opportunity to discuss and strategize.
So the participants that is a part of this training, they come from, like I said, the private sector as well as public sector. So there are various project officers, planning officers from various ministries as well as civil societies represented here. So what we want to do is to make this training an annual training, so persons who are not familiar with some of the key guidelines and the key concepts that needs to be embedded in proposals, they have an opportunity to equip themselves.
Using Sea Coral demonstrates climate resilience has been considered and integrated into relevant activities. Reporting for MTV News, I am Akela Aberdeen.
Thus, the second segment, Regional Highlights, are up next.
The second segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
The National Lotteries Authority is a proud sponsor of many cultural activities within the Tri-Island state of Grenada.
My name is Anderson Matheson, also known as Leftist, and I'm a calypsonian and string band music player from Carrico. I support the games of the National Lottery Authority because culture benefits tremendously. Annually, the NLA supports the Carrico and Pritimatini Carnival, the Carrico String Band Music Festival, and all regattas, among other activities. When I play the game of the NLA, I can see where my money goes, and it's an investment into our culture.
Yes, Grenada, when you play the games of the NLA, you enable us to invest in the skills and talents of our people in the areas of sports, culture, and nation building.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Let's get back to school with Dutch Lady. Spend $10 or more on Dutch Lady products, scan the QR code, enter your name, address, telephone number, receipt number, and place of purchase at any of our outlets, or online to enter for a chance to win. Shopping voucher valued at $1,000 for school supply. Free internet for 3 months. Free private tutoring for 3 months. Promotion valid from September to October 2023. Terms and conditions apply. Visit participating outlets and get ready to win big with Dutch Lady. Dutch Lady, building stronger families.
Hi, my name is Dwayne Thompson, co-owner and founder of Sweet Grenada Tours, Taxi and Rental. We provide transportation tours in the field of tourism. Being in the field of tourism, the pandemic have taught us that we need all the help we can get, which the NIF has been very helpful in doing so. But as a small business owner, we are even more excited right now with the new initiative that the NIF have launched, providing a little bit more flexibility for small businesses like ourselves. So we definitely encourage all of the small business to consider getting on board with the NIF and this new initiative that allows the level of flexibility that they have implemented.
Your new Grenlec bill is even easier to read and still has all the valuable information you need to track and manage your usage.
Hey Mom, okay, your friendly tech support is here. So you got the new Grenlec bill? Let's take a look. The new bill makes it even easier to see your bill total, the due date, and much more. And take a closer look. It actually is a lot easier to understand. Let me show you. You can still see exactly what the charges are for, but in a great new format, it even shows how the cost of generating and delivering the electricity to you is calculated using your actual usage. And Mom, let Lucy know she can check out Grenlec's new Understanding Your Bill video. Anyway, look who says hi, and see you soon.
Your new Grenlec bill, easier to understand and easier to track your usage.
Donessa Panchu has this evening's regional roundup.
This is the regional roundup for today. I am Donessa Panchu. Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves says his administration will soon bring legislation to Parliament providing for stiffer penalties for persons convicted of sex and firearm crimes. Gonsalves said there will be an increase in penalties for some sexual offences as well as possession of unlicensed firearms, and that the government will also be introducing legislation to regulate the tinting of vehicles. Dr. Gonsalves said that there will be some review of the penalties for some particular sexual offences where some of the penalties are not in sync with some of our own neighbours or what we consider they ought to be. There is often outrage in St. Vincent over the sentencing for indecent assault, with the maximum penalty being 5 years imprisonment if the victim is less than 15 years old and 2 years imprisonment in any other case. Gonsalves said that the government is also looking at strengthening the prisons, including the physical facilities. The Dominican Republic partially opened its border with Haiti on Wednesday to limited commercial activity, nearly a month after shutting the frontier in the continuing spat over construction of a canal targeting water from a shared river. Vendors in Dominican border cities are allowed to sell basic goods like food and medicine, but exporting electronic products and construction materials, including cement and metal rods, are prohibited. Wednesday marked the first time since September 15th that the border partially reopened, although the Dominican Republic maintained a ban on issuing visas to Haitian citizens. The visa ban was implemented last month and will keep the border closed to all migrants, regardless of whether they are seeking entry for work, tourism, health, or education purposes. While the gates at the northern Dominican border opened late Wednesday morning, the gates on the Haitian side remained closed, and it wasn't clear why. Meanwhile, dozens of trucks and containers were lined up nearby, filled with goods. And finally, in the region, basketballer Zane Knowles is among a small group of Bahamians seeking to escape the war in Israel. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell told reporters yesterday that the ministry was in touch with Knowles and two others. One of the Bahamians was able to safely flee Israel and is currently in Morocco, according to Mitchell. He is quoted as saying, "We do not have a diplomatic presence in Israel, but the state of Israel has a responsibility to protect non-citizens. If there is any consular assistance that he needs, we will do our best and through our allies to try to deal with that matter." All air and sea traffic out of Israel has been halted due to the fighting, which entered day 6 on Thursday and claimed over 2,000 lives. Bahamians have been advised to avoid traveling to Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories. Additionally, the ministry said Bahamians should avoid all but essential travel to other parts of the Middle East. And that's it for this evening's regional roundup. I am Donessa Panchu.
This is the MTV Evening News. More news when we come back.
For a limited time, the NLA has dropped all of the 2X balls from the multi-X draw. This means that you, our valuable players, have greater chances of multiplying your winnings up to 5 times more in our 2X drop promotion. Yay! And that's not all. As an additional bonus, there will be fewer free play or FP balls to draw from too. Now you have more reasons to add multi-X to your playway bets. So, value your dreams, win your way, and multiply your winnings up to 5 times more. in the NLA's 2X Dropped promotion. Promo runs until Friday, 20th October 2023. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Introducing the NIS Dream Loan, where possibilities are boundless and your aspirations are our priority. No matter where life takes you, NIS Dream Loans are here to make your dreams a reality. From purchasing your first plot of land or dream property, to renovating spaces, building your home, and seamlessly switching mortgages, we cater to every step of your journey. And here's what sets us apart. We offer easy financing options with competitive interest rates, quick approval processes, and flexible repayment terms. So why wait? Apply now and let our dedicated NIS team guide you through this exciting journey. Visit nisgrenada.org/dream loan or call 440-3309 to book an appointment. Terms and conditions apply. Your dream awaits.
We've got 101 reasons for you to shop at Courts now. Get up to 35% off selected items store-wide. Save on select lounge sets, fridges, stoves, washers, mattresses, smart TVs, and more. Get what you want today with no cash and make your first payment in 90 days. Plus, stay protected for up to 4 years with Super Shield extended warranty. So there's 101 reasons to shop at Courts. Courts, bringing value home. Promotion runs from September 25 to October 23, 2023. Conditions apply.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water, so it's crucial for us to conserve water at home. When washing my vehicle, I use a bucket with rainwater that I have stored. This is how I save water. What are you waiting for?
Grenada, get ready! A new season of the Grenleg Debates is coming. Informative, impromptu, bright young minds sparking powerful ideas. The Grenleg Debates. The Grenleg Debates will be broadcasted on MTV Mondays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Saturdays at 6 p.m. Broadcast begins Saturday, October 7th. Tune in.
Football action tonight as Grenada battles Jamaica. That story and more coming up in sports.
The MTV Evening Sports is brought to you in association with Courts, bringing value home.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Hit it up to your inner move. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
And now for this evening's sporting highlights. Grenada comes up against the Reggae Boys tonight at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium in the CONCACAF Nations League. The Reggae Boys and Team Grenada shared their voice in encouraging all to show their support.
My name's Michael Hector. I'm just wishing you to come down Thursday night to support Grenada versus Jamaica. It'll be a good game. See you there.
My name is Andre Blake. I just want to invite you all to come out to the stadium this Thursday for a big game. Looking forward to see you there.
It's Bobby Reid here, it's Damari Gray. I'm from the Jamaica senior national team, and I just want to say everyone come out and support at the Cabrani James Athletic pitch. Come watch a good game.
I would like for you guys to come out and support us in the national stadium against Jamaica this Thursday. I think the guys are ready in training. You know, the guys been putting in the work. We know definitely Jamaica is a good team, so we will have to come with an A performance. Yeah.
Come out and support the team. Help us that we could go there and do our best. And I know that the guys been training hard, been working hard, and I know that we'll go there and do our best 100% and bring out the family, bring out the friends.
In a game that was punctuated by rain and finally abandoned due to it, the West Indies women and Australia women split the points in the second ODI of the series. The inclement weather conditions meant that both teams had to be content with just 1 point each from the game, affecting the race for the vital ICC Women's Championship points. Australia, after winning the toss, made the strategic decision to bowl first, aiming to exploit any assistance the overcast conditions might provide. And their decision appeared vindicated as they restricted the West Indies women to 107-8 in the shortened game of 29 overs per side. Making a return after being rested for the opening game, skipper Hayley Matthews seemed to find some rhythm with a runny ball 20 punctuated by 4 boundaries. Opening with her was Rashada Williams, who made a patient 23 from 33 deliveries. But it was Aliyah Aline, continuing her rich vein of form, who shone brightest for the West Indies women. Aline's 28 not out from 41 balls, inclusive of 4 boundaries, was the top score of the innings. She steadied the ship and kept the scoreboard ticking when wickets were tumbling at the other end. A number of Caribbean players are now left in wait-and-see mode as they could be affected by an ongoing pay dispute in the Australian Super Netball League. Players such as Jamaica's Janiel Fowler, Romelda Aiken-George, Shamara Sterling and Trinidad and Tobago's Samantha Wallace are among those who will be watching with bated breaths after Australia Netball Players Association rejected the latest offer from Netball Australia and the 8 Super Netball League clubs. Officials from Netball Australia and the clubs expressed disappointment at the ANPA's dismissal of the offer that they described as a groundbreaking collective player agreement. However, the ANPA in its response said the players believe they've bent over backwards in a bid to reach an agreement and they are now appealing for mediation to achieve meaningful and fair progress. Netball Australia on Monday stated that an offer was made to improve its investment by Australian $1.275 million, a 20% increase across a 3-year deal. Netball Australia explained that offer was on top of the earning potential of a profit share partnership model, and this was without any forecast material increase in the sport's revenue in the short term, given the current broadcast deal runs until 2026. Cricket West Indies today confirmed the squads for 7 of the 8 teams that will compete in the CG United Super 50 Cup. The combined campuses and colleges squad will be named after their ongoing preparation and selection camp in Trinidad. The 50-over tournament will officially bowl off in Trinidad on the morning of Tuesday, 17th October, with the opening match between home side Trinidad and Tobago Red Force and CCC at the Queen's Park Oval at 9 a.m. Also on Tuesday, the Guyana Harpy Eagles will face the Windward Islands Volcanoes at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in the first televised match at 1 p.m. The tournament will feature 31 matches to be played at 3 venues: the BLCA, the QPO, and the Sir Frank Worrell Cricket Grounds of the University of the West Indies Sport and Physical Education at the St. Augustine campus. Additionally, there has been a change to the match schedule. On 4th November, the fixture between CCC and Leeward Islands Hurricanes has been moved from the QPO to UE Spec at 9 a.m. The weather and a recap of the headlines when we come back.
The MTV Evening Sports was brought to you in association with Quartz,
bringing value home.
MTV Weather Report comes to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
We have the will to overcome. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good Thursday evening, viewers, with your nighttime weather forecast and meteorologist Wayne Williams. Mostly sunny conditions continue throughout the Eastern Caribbean, but again another area of low-level cloudiness brought some showers over the Central Caribbean islands. We didn't see many of those around, although we did see a few patches of clouds moving through during the early morning. There are no major features around at the moment. That haze continues to approach the islands. That slight haze is on the way, should be affecting us maybe from Saturday night into Sunday. We do have tropical storm Sean continues to churn away over open waters. It's expected to move off a bit to the northeast or the northeast and into the open Atlantic. So we do not expect any change in our weather associated with that storm. We can see the forecast, the track. Sean is expected to remain a storm, but then weaken by Friday night into depression and possibly dissipate by Sunday morning into Sunday midday. But right now, apart from that area of some convection, we shouldn't really expect anything significant. One or two light cloudiness again over our area that could bring some brief inland showers during the night time. The forecast for Thursday night is for mostly fair conditions. There is about a 30 to 40% chance of a few brief isolated inland showers. East-northeasterly winds between 5 and 15 miles per hour. The minimum temperature for around 24. The moon is going to rise in the early morning at 4:59 and set in the afternoon at 5:16. Mostly sunny conditions on Friday. Easterly winds 12 to 22 miles per hour. Moderate seas with 4 to 5 foot waves will continue. Sunrise 5:56, sunset 5:49. Another hot day in store. 32 will feel more like 43. The UV index will be very high. Mostly fair in both Port of Spain and Trinidad, while Kingston will see a little bit more cloud. Generally fair conditions are expected there. Thunderstorms again for Miami, sunshine in New York with a high of around 19, so not too hot there. London is in for some rain. Back here at home, no major change expected. The mostly sunny and fair conditions would continue through the weekend into next week. Mostly fair, mostly sunny conditions. High UV index, just about a 20 to 30% chance of any showers during that time, and mostly in the night. If we do have them, they're going to be very light, very brief, and in inland areas. Temperatures will remain around 32 in the day, fall to around 24 in the night with a very high UV index. That is it for me for Thursday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Join me on Friday as we look at the Friday night and the weekend's weather forecast.
MTV Weather Report was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Murder accused arrested moments after having his case dismissed. Mental health nurse speaks for the first time since the start of industrial action. Workers urged to embrace the true meaning of Solidarity Week. And in sports, football action tonight as Grenada battles Jamaica. On behalf of the news and production departments, I am Troy Gill. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Dennis Albert Dragon, also known as Cock, of La Femme St. David, who resided at Confer, Calavigny, St. George, passed away on Saturday, 16 September 2023, at the age of 74. He was the father of Indra in the USA, Raymond and Kim in Canada, Anika and Keon in Grenada, grandfather of 13 including Jeremy and Opemi in the USA, Anaya, Amaya and Ariana, brother of Julian, Adrian, Derek, Brenda and Celia, father-in-law of 3 including Dr. Edeni, many nieces and nephews, many other relatives and friends including the Joseph family of Latante, the Mitchell family of Mount Airy, the Cador family of St. Paul's, Margaret of Laborie, and friends and neighbours of La Femme, St. Paul's, Confer and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Dennis Albert Dragon, also known as Cock, of La Femme St. David, who resided at Confer, Calavigny, St. George, will take place on Friday, October 13th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Garden of Remembrance Funeral Chapel, Cemetery Hill, St. George's, and interment will be at the Wilberforce Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Elsia Imelda Ferguson, MBE, also known as Teacher Elsa and Elsie of Guave St. John, who resided at Woburn St. George, died on Thursday, 14th September, in Tobago at the age of 75, left to mourn her son, Cale Ferguson, in Tobago, brothers Aldwin in Grenada, Theodore and Eustace in Trinidad, sisters Floris Bowen in Grenada, grandchildren Emilia, Ethan and Michael in Tobago, daughter-in-law Mia Ferguson in Tobago, sisters-in-law Lillian in Grenada, Gloria and Joanne in Trinidad, nieces Jadine in Grenada, Janelle in the UK, Nayola, Arlene and Rennie all in the USA, nephews Jay in Grenada, Zeno, Jason, Neron and Darvin in the USA, caregivers Agnes Mitchell and Carville St. Louis, relatives the Ferguson family of Guave, Grace and Barreto families of Guave, Eleanor Datton, Orva Marshall and the Brookmeyer family of St. Andrew, Marilyn and the Maxwin family of Birch Grove, Trinidad and the USA, and the small family of Guave. Friends Mavis Danny, Dr. John Wright and Lady Norma Glean, all in Guave. Lynette Edwards and other schoolmates of St. Joseph's Convent, Sisters of St. Joseph's Cluny, and Sisters of Sorrowful Mother, Pauline Findley, Arlene Lacrette and others associates of TAMCC, Teacher Education and Staff Affairs Department, Wendy Tima Ashby, Lauren Ramdani, Ronnie Marisho and other members of Spice Island Youth Quake, members of Quake USA, Caris Degans, Dr. Antonia Smythe, and members of the League of St. Michael, Father Oliver Levy and Kiltigan Fathers, O'Kane, Levy, McCarthy families in Ireland, Bishop Clyde Harvey and the entire clergy of the Diocese of St. George in Grenada, especially priests and parishioners of St. Michael RC Church and the St. Peter's RC Church, and many more. The funeral of the late Elsia Imelda Ferguson, MBE, also known as Teacher Elsa, and Elsie of Guave St. John, who resided at Woburn St. George, will take place on Friday, 13th October at 1 p.m. The funeral service will be held at the St. Peter's Roman Catholic Church, Guave St. John, and the interment will be at the Douglaston Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
William Alexander, also known as Tessa, of Chantimel St. Patrick, passed away on Thursday, 14th September 2023, at the age of 66. He was the father of Karen and Kevin Liverpool, grandfather of Stefan, Nika, Javon, Keziah, Kevon, Tyrese, Kieron and Aika Liverpool in Trinidad, brother of Jacqueline, Gilbert, Gregory and Carolyn in the USA, Dexter and Richard in Grenada, and Crystal in Trinidad. Uncle of many in the USA and Grenada, including Michelle, Twain, Chad, Natasha, Kevin, Makeda, Chevon, Kieran, Zeron, and Rachel. Father-in-law of Mary Liverpool. Brother-in-law of Godwin Thomas. Nephew of Bernice, Lavinia, Vicklin, Adeline, Anthony, Jester, and Ashley. Many other relatives and friends, including Lorene, Faith, Jenny, Gemma and family, Mrs. Gladys, Anaza, Pat, the Philip and Alexander families of Chantimel, the Modeste family of Mount Airy, the staff of the American Embassy, Baston, Michael, Teresa and family, May and Bonaparte, and friends and neighbours of Chantimel and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late William Alexander, also known as Tessa, of Chantimel St. Patrick, will take place on Wednesday, October 18th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Patrick Catholic Church, Sauters, and interment will be at the Marley Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Herbert Powlett, also known as Powlett of Noel's Hill St. James St. Andrew, who resided at River Sally St. Patrick and in Brooklyn, New York, USA, passed away on Monday 25th September 2023 at the age of 79. He was the husband of Hermelin Powlett née Graham, father of Suzanne, Curtis, Jason, Patricia and Brian Powlett, brother of Joseph, Marcel and Helen Powlett, grandfather of Justin, Christopher, Andrew, Jeremy, Miles, Rebecca, Brandon and Logan, great-grandfather of Zach and Theodore, father-in-law of Thomas Campbell, Lorraine and Elaine Powlett, nephew of Oslin Harris, uncle of many too numerous to mention residing in London, brother-in-law of Jennifer Andel, Bernadette Rawlin, Lennox and Paul Graham, Franklin, Edlin Jones, Corinne, Terence and Winston, cousin of Dennis Powlett, John, Albinus, Lion, Dudley, Gloria and Mary Kennedy, close friend of Kenny Lal Singh, Carl, Jude Vincent, Vincent Alexander, Skipper and Davis Dwarika, employee Alan Pear. Other relatives and friends including the Andel and Graham families of Montfendu, the Powlett family of St. James, loved ones and neighbours of St. James and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Herbert Powlett, also known as Powlett of Noel's Hill St. James St. Andrew, who resided at River Sally St. Patrick and in Brooklyn, New York, USA, will take place on Wednesday, October 18th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Church of the Holy Family, River Sally St. Patrick, and entombment will be at the River Sally Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Jennifer Edwards of Lamode St. George, who resided in Trinidad, died on Tuesday, October 10th, 2023, at the age of 63. The funeral arrangements for the late Jennifer Edwards of Lamode St. George, who resided in Trinidad, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Troy Therado Anthony Henry of Lassages St. David, who resided in the USA, passed away on Friday, October 6, 2023, at the age of 55. The funeral arrangements for the late Troy Therado Anthony Henry of Lassages St. David, who resided in the USA, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Joseph Alexander, also known as Francis, of Mount Rule Estate, who resided at Montfendu and Snellhall St. Patrick, passed away on Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023 in the United Kingdom, at the age of 89. The funeral arrangements for the late Joseph Alexander, also known as Francis, of Montrule Estate, who resided at Montfendu and Snellhall St. Patrick for the United Kingdom and Grenada, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. David Nicholas McFarlane, also known as Puello, of Lauriston, Carriacou, passed away on Saturday, September 30th, 2023, at the age of 64. The funeral arrangements for the late David Nicholas McFarlane, also known as Puello, of Lauriston, Carriacou, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Michael Alexander, also known as Shine, of Mardi Gras, who resided at Beaulieu St. George, passed away on Thursday, October 5th, 2023, at the age of 71. The funeral arrangements for the late Michael Alexander, also known as Shine, of Mardi Gras, who resided at Beaulieu St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Wilfred Paul, also known as Mr. Paul, Lanza and Dreamer, of Lamotte St. George, passed away on Saturday, September 30th, 2023, at the age of 91. The funeral arrangements for the late Wilfred Paul, also known as Mr. Paul, Lanza and Dreamer, of Lamotte St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Vernus Thomas, also known as Brubru, of Paraclete St. Andrew, died on Sunday, October 8th, 2023, at the age of 61. The funeral arrangements for the late Vernus Thomas, also known as Brubru, of Paraclete St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Shirley Gertrude Pope, née Narine, of Redmond, who resided at Union St. Mark, died on Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023, at the age of 80. The funeral arrangements for the late Shirley Gertrude Pope, née Narine, of Redmond, who resided at Union St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Celia Peters of Guelph St. John passed away on Wednesday, 4th October, at the age of 72. The funeral arrangements of the late Celia Peters of Guelph St. John will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Anastasia Patty Bethel Morin, also known as Pato of Petite Martinique, who resided at Corinth St. David, a well-known tourist vendor, passed away on Sunday, 1st October, at the age of 72. The funeral arrangements of the late Anastasia Patty Bethel Morin, also known as Pato of Petite Martinique, who resided at Corinth St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Monroe Charles of Sab St. Andrew, who resided at Nunperel St. Mark, passed away on Saturday, 30th September 2023, at the age of 59. The funeral arrangements for the late Monroe Charles of Sab St. Andrew, who resided at Nunperel St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Eileen Alexis of Archibald Avenue, St. George, died on Sunday, October 1st, 2023, at the age of 102. The funeral arrangements for the late Eileen Alexis of Archibald Avenue, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Anthony Mahorn, also known as Curry, of Corinth St. David, died on Saturday, September 30th, 2023, at the age of 57. The funeral arrangements for the late Anthony Mahorn, also known as Curry, of Corinth St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Archbishop Veronica Hines, also known as Mother Hines and Vero, of Spring St. George, passed away on Wednesday, 27th September 2023, at the age of 87. The funeral arrangements for the late Archbishop Veronica Hines, also known as Mother Hines and Vero, of Spring St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Ina Hilda Lewis, also known as Liz, of Victoria St. Mark, who resided at Crowshoe St. Andrew, passed away on Monday 18th September 2023 at the age of 93. The funeral arrangements for the late Ina Hilda Lewis, also known as Liz, of Victoria St. Mark, who resided at Crowshoe St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Mary Virginia Francois, also known as Olive Alexander and I.E., of Mount Craven St. Patrick, passed away on Tuesday, September 5th, 2023, at the age of 90. The funeral arrangements for the late Mary Virginia Francois, also known as Olive Alexander and I.E., of Mount Craven St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Veronica Frank, also known as Tarn Vero, of Victoria St. Mark, who resided at Vendham St. George and in Canada, passed away on Monday 25th September 2023 at the age of 88. The funeral arrangements for the late Veronica Frank, also known as Tarn Vero, of Victoria St. Mark, who resided at Vendham St. George and in Canada, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Alithia Myrtle Jean Thompson, also known as Auntie Jean of Rosehill St. Patrick, passed away on Saturday 23rd September 2023 at the age of 93. The funeral arrangements for the late Alithia Myrtle Jean Thompson, also known as Auntie Jean of Rosehill St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Gemma Antoine Wilson of Grove St. John, who resided at Bonaire St. Mark, a distinguished and much-loved mathematics and Bible knowledge teacher and former deputy head teacher of the St. Mark's Secondary School, passed away on Monday 28th August 2023 at the age of 67. The funeral arrangements for the late Gemma Antoine Wilson of Grove St. John, who resided at Bonaire St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Reverend George Milton Guy, also known as Gapman, of Lauriston Carriacou, passed away on Tuesday, September 12th, 2023, at the age of 68. The funeral arrangements for the late Reverend George Milton Guy, also known as Gapman, of Lauriston Carriacou, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thank you for watching.
I want to send my sympathy to those who have lost their loved one. Trust God by now His mercy and His grace is with you. Just want to encourage you in the Word of God. You know, many of us have been taught that death is one thing that many lives or all of us would have to walk through.